YouTube. How are we today?
Hello.
We wanted to do the second part of the shooting, the slayings going on to the
Dallas.
all the Dallas shootings and all the other shootings that's going on. We were going to do this video last week. However, with our work and our schedules, we didn't fit the time in and enough time to be able to sit down and have this conversation. But we wanted to get our video out there for our subscribers and our people that's following us and let them know exactly the second part or what we was thinking that night. We want to let the families know that has lost loved ones that we are sincerely sorry, and everybody's in our thoughts and prayers. And we're going to let Dee start with what she was getting ready to say on the last video.
In part one with the Dallas thing, I was speaking about racism. What was I saying? I was saying I think racism is a mental illness. Now I'm going to take it back to what Albert Einstein said, who was a genius. He was a physicist. As a matter of fact, he was born in 1879 to 1955, which means that he was born just after chattel slavery in America. He lived through the Nazi Holocaust in Germany. He was also a Jew, so I think he qualifies to know a little something about racism. Albert Einstein said that racism is a disease of white people, and I do not intend to be quiet about, or something very similar to that. I don't want to misquote him, but he did say it was a white people's disease, and he wasn't going to be quiet on the subject. However, in America, this was a very highly racial country, so the things that he said about this didn't make the newspaper, but in fact he did say it.
You know why it didn't make the newspaper? Before we go get into everything, I just want to throw this out there. Because he was white and he was standing up for the blacks. That's why it didn't make the newspaper.
I think he was a scientist, and he was about sociology being the science of human behavior.
Okay, and what color was he?
He was a Jew by religion. Okay.
By religion. But he was still white by skin color. And he was standing up for who?
For mankind.
Okay, but
for mankind. I think it was for mankind. Had nothing to do with black and white. He was talking about man's inhumanity towards man from a scientific, social point of view. That's my opinion of it. That's what I think.
Okay, and I agree with you.
I'm not saying that he was love white and hate black and it wasn't so much of that. It was scientifically the study of human behavior, and he recognized the war in man versus man.
And with him being as smart as he is, his thoughts and his statistics should have went somewhere. And the reason they didn't?
Because white America didn't want to. It's what it always is.
Right. So, back to, he was white, he was sticking up for the blacks, so they wasn't going to have that.
That's my scientist, and he was speaking at it from a sociology study.
Okay, but this was back when slavery was still going on, so.
Well, it was post-slavery, but it was definitely post-Reconstruction.
We're post-slavery.
Jim Crow, during the entire Jim Crow era, as a matter of fact, was his lifetime. So yes, so he's seen it, understood it, felt it, knew what it was like to be on both sides, because when he came to America, he was not specifically a Jew per se. He lived under the umbrella of white America. So he was able to see the differences, and he knew what it was like being a Jew in Germany, so he knew what it was like to be on the underside of racism.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We're going to disagree on this, so
okay.
We're just going to let that go, because my thoughts are, and I'm not saying nothing bad, I'm just trying to stick up as far as our black American and our African American. The reason that he was not hurt or anything was published back then was because of what I just said. But we're not going to make this video long. We're going to
well, let's talk about the further slayings, police slayings, and who got shot in the news. I want to take us back to Sunday, July 17th in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Galvin E. Long.
Let me tell you guys, these motherfuckers
he shot 3 cops and killed them and wounded 3. Again, he was an ex-soldier, another homegrown American patriot, went mad like a Timothy McVeigh, one of their very own, Wow, I don't know what it is with these soldiers. They take it hard. They take it hard when they come home and see conflict with the American government. They really, really, really take it hard. I think Timothy McVeigh was like the first person I really wondered and studied and looked at him and be like, what would make them flip like that? And I think it's because people who go over there and fight for our country, fight for liberty, freedom, justice, and come home and see our American justice perpetrating injustices to its own citizens.
And you don't have to be black to understand that what is going on is not right. I mean, I'm white, and I've said it before in the last video. I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't gotten job opportunities or promotions or anything. And the reason is not because I qualified for it, and not because I was better than anybody else.
They work with you.
Because I'm white. Let's let it out. I've got a more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? More of a variety of life.
But people who are in charge of allowing you the opportunity, you represent something that they like or prefer.
You want me to be honest? 1, I'm a female. 2, I have a pussy.
Wow.
Sorry.
It doesn't hurt being a woman sometimes.
Well, it was men.
It helps. Being a woman has its advantages. It really does. You know what? And when you say that, being black, there's only one thing that I can say that I absolutely noticed that being black, that we have an advantages, and that is in how we age.
Oh my God, yes.
You should see my mother. She's like,
look at you, baby.
That's true, but we age gracefully. And that's the only benefit that I can see. Let's go on with the
Yeah, because when I got with her, I didn't know her age. I thought she was my age.
I am.
Okay, yeah, Heart. I get it.
Okay, we talked about Galvin Long and the soldier that slain 3.
How about this new one in Miami, Florida? Tell me your thoughts on this one. Man sitting there, don't shoot. Hands up in the air, don't shoot.
He was a therapist. He was
Working
sitting there
with
he was autism, whatever. I'm not sure what it was he had. He was playing with a truck. The police got called to the scene. Someone assumed that it was a gun.
Toy truck.
Police arrived on the scene, guns drawn. The therapist lays down on the ground, throws his hands up and says, hey, I'm a therapist, this is my patient, there's no guns here, please don't shoot.
No
Basically,
threat.
my hands are up, please don't shoot.
Got shot.
He got shot.
Got shot.
And then the police said to him, after he asked, why did you shoot me? Because he was hitting the leg, so he was still functional. He was like, yeah. He said, I don't know. He said, I don't know. Wow.
Then later it came out that, oh, we didn't want to shoot you. We wanted to shoot the
It came out later,
kid.
a week later, that he really meant to hit the one that was sitting there playing with the toy, Rocky. And any person with half a brain could see that there's something special going on with this kid. But the black man was laying on the ground with his hands up, doing all the talking.
And got shot.
How about the policeman, the police captain that got shot in Kansas City, Kansas?
That one's hush hush.
Captain Robert David Milton.
Yeah, they put his name out there, but the suspect?
It was something going on. Police got called to the scene. He arrived. Shots fired. A chase ensued. Who knows? There's not many details, but we do know he died.
All the media is saying, or all that's being released. And if you guys know who the names of these shooters are, because we're trying to keep, we're doing a little journal of what's going on, because me and her like to sit here and have conversations as far as racism and what's, going on in our country and what's going on in the world today, and my beliefs of what's happening and her thoughts about what's going on. So if you guys happen to know the name of the shooter, this shooter, please comment below, because they are not.
There's a suspect in custody, but they're not saying much about it.
Right.
By the way, this is the second police officer that's been killed in Kansas City, Kansas, in less than 2 months. Wow. I want to know, what is it that we can do to come together as a people? keeping us fighting amongst the races have been going on since the beginning of time. This is America. We should be better than this. We should be smarter than this. We should be able to see beyond this. Divide and conquer. Since the new Congressional Congress, since America became these United States, since we fought the British in 1776, and the first president, George Washington, had 300 slaves. But I'm just saying, what can we do? This whole race thing has been going on for too long. What do we need to do to get beyond racism in America and abroad? What do we need to do? What can we do? How do we come together?
There's one thing we can do. One is make everyone equal. I know that's not going to happen. However, I feel.
Can't make everyone equal because people don't want to believe that everyone's equal.
Okay.
People who are truly better.
We're talking about what can we do. And I said, this is my belief. I understand the world's not going to agree with me. Of course they're not going to agree with me. One, I'm a lesbian. Two, I'm with a black girl. I mean, come on. Right there's two, whammy.
I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know. I wish someone could give us some answers. We really need to know what is it we need to do to come together, to understand each other. There's a little bit of humanness in every single person. You cannot devalue the quality of another person. When you devalue a person, it makes it easy to snuff them out. Black people feel like they've been dehumanized, devalued. Anything significant, meaningful, and good about them is nothing that's mentioned. That's part of the reason why it's so easy to snuff them out.
It's talking about the learned behavior that you was talking about before. You want to go into that a little more?
What learned behavior?
With black men and jobs, that's number one issue, I believe, in this world is you can't get a job.
Here's what I'm going to say. On all humankind, every single race there's a bottom ring. The bottom. The absolute lowest 10% of people that live. All across white America, black America, Asian America, Mexican America. No, whenever you can go to the bottom and make that represent everybody, it's always going to be a problem.
Everybody's unique in their own way.
I'm saying that most black people are not criminals. Most of us could be good citizens. Most of us have jobs. Most men take care of their children some way or another, but for some reason this black on black thing has gotten out of hand. Learned helplessness. Black men have developed a sorriness for themselves. Our men need to pick themselves up, believe in themselves, get out there and do all that you can to make it. Do all that you can to feel good about yourself. That's the problem. The problem is you're not fighting hard enough to stay above water. You riding the current, riding the wave, and you keep sinking down. You got to stroke. You got to keep going. You got to stay alive. As long as you're alive, you can keep going. I think we just gave up on ourselves. I think we've given up. I think we've given up. We've given up. Black men have given up on, I know this sounds terrible, because black men have given up on black women. I don't think they've given up on black women. That, again, that is self-loathing. You know, like most of our black men who become rich, celebrities, get the money, they want to escape the black experience. That's why so many of them, when they get where they want to be, they marry a white woman. It's not because truly he loves a white woman more than he loves a black woman. Now all that's just bull crap. It's not because they this or they're that and they cute and they hair. No, the real truth is there's some self-loathing going on. They know what it's like to be a black man in America. So when he's choosing his mate, he's looking to change his image, whether they ever admit it or not. The bottom line is when he mixes his seed with a white woman, his black experience won't be the same as his black experience. Sort of. He'll still be a black child, but he won't live the same life that he lives. And I think that's what he's trying to do. I think they're trying to change their image. I think they don't want to bring any more children around that look like them. That's why a lot of black men that I know date exclusively out their race. That is the reason why. Not because she's easier to get along with. Not because a woman knows her place. All that is hoopla. The real reason why black men date exclusively out of their race is because they don't want any children that look like them.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. That way they try to give them an easier life than what they've had.
I believe that. So what do we need to do to come together? Stop fighting amongst the black and white ranks. And you know what? Nobody ever says this, but the Asians, in particular, more than Asians, Chinese, Japanese, are just as prejudiced as... No, I'm going to take that back. They're more!
They are more.
They are more racist
really are.
and prejudiced than
And
black.
hateful. Oh, can they be so hateful?
But they just not all up in your face with it. They just standing by watching the whole black and white fight while they creeping in, collecting all the money, invading all the businesses, taking all the jobs, just watching you all fight amongst yourselves while they come in real quietly, just sweeping up all the money in their little dustpan. They ain't got nothing to say. Oh, but soon as the Asian, the Chinese guy, or whatever he was, shoots the black guy, doing what they do all the time, I'd never seen them rally in D.C. No, they was talking no scapegoating. What do you mean? I ain't never seen, I didn't even know Chinese people even know how to march or protest. I didn't never see them stand up and say nothing about nothing. Till one of theirs. The one in New York City, the cop that shot in the dark stairwell and killed the black guy. They was like, no scapegoating. No scapegoating. In other words, we see you all do it all the time. Why is this man on trial when you all never get indicted and y'all kill him all the time? You know, that's basically what they was saying. I don't think they said it quite like that, but they was like, no scapegoating.
Did you get everything out that you wanted to? Because we don't want to make this video
That's
really,
right.
really
We don't
long.
want to make this long. I just wanted to put an ending on that and say more people are dying. They're being quiet about the people that are doing the killing. They're trying to take control of the media. They're trying to keep it all hush and on the low. But eventually it will come out. And I want to know, how can we get along? That's all I want to know. Can we
Please
get along?
comment and let us know your feelings on this.
In the words of Rodney King, why can't we just get along?
So, please comment, like,
And subscribe.
Thank you.
Bye.